Hello, it is Creature. Welcome to Glenumbra, a rainy, swampy land and home to Castle Daggerfall, an ancient settlement that has been standing since the time of the Needs, the ancient ancestors of the Bretons. That was until the Knife-Ears showed up, enslaved everyone, and, well, let's just say that they crossbred with the local population, and now most of the Bretons are also considered Manor. However, after a little bit of a nativist uprising, after the Durenni broke themselves trying to defend against the Elysians, the Bretons were freed. So we hop off Captain Colleen's ship, giving her the double bird, and report to the Covenant representative that we have secured an alliance with the Seamount Orcs. Now what? Currency. Since we pissed off the girl boss by not unleashing untold necromantic abominations and horrors upon Nirn, we're now unemployed.
Women.
So, we are adventurers in a fantasy setting. Let's see if there's some random-ass farmer who has some random-ass bullshit that we can help them out with.
Thieves! Daggerfall is full of them. They steal anything that's not nailed down. They even stole my livestock.
That was fast. So we run around for a bit and find our porcine friend chewing on some dark rotting tendrils. And we get jumped by some random environmentalist. A dog walks up to us and leads us to a dead body, where we find a few dead hobos and a note. The note means absolutely nothing to me, but the dead hobos intrigue me. So after hearing that there are some wild beasts roaming around in the back alleys, we go hunting. Following the trail of terrified homeless people, as it turns out, these wild beasts are werewolves. So we dispatch Hircine's top lycanthrope and decide to check out the note. It makes no sense, so we ask around, and after talking to a few people, turns out the note is coded, and it is a report from the Nedic Glowies. And it would appear that there is a Daedric cult planning on assassinating the King of Glenumbra. The intel apparatus of the Daggerfall Covenant's job is to hunt down Daedric cults, thwart foreign efforts to subvert Daggerfall and the greater Covenant as a whole, ensure that the institutions are, if not loyal to the Covenant, then at least the 9 Divines. That's right, I said 9, and generally work in the interests of the people of Daggerfall. Truly, a work of fiction. So we let the guards know that there are werewolves in the alleys, and that the king is about to be assassinated. So we rush to his throne room and save his life. We are rewarded and heralded as a hero. From here, we get paid and get certified for crafting and hear about another cult roaming around. After swimming along the edge of the sheer rock cliffs, we find the Badmans Hollow. They claim to be worshipping an ancient Nedic harvest god, not actually worshipping him, but more or less respecting the traditions of their ancestors by providing some harvest sacrifices for the Badman. Against my better judgment, we partake in the festivities and place an offering of food at the altar. After burning it, we are teleported into the desiccated roots of the tree. I think I know enough about Tamriel to understand what's going on here, and the fact that there is a Mage Guild member who is trapped down here only confirms my theory. She tells me about what started off as a harmless tradition was overtaken by the Daedra not too long ago. This Daedra shit is extremely recent. So you can call me Saint Boniface because I'm about to chop this fucking tree down. We storm the twisted and corrupted roots and slaughter the mutated insects, undead, and Daedric abominations, purging their foul taint from beneath blessed Daggerfall, cleansing the tree with blessed holy fire. After banishing the darkness, we face the heresy above. Suffer not the mutant, the cultist, the Daedra to live. For Daggerfall, for the Covenant, for the Imperium! I've been playing way too much Darktide. Or not enough. After redding out, I come to in my apartment, a few gold richer, with a slightly better rapport with the Mages Guild. I decide it's time to leave Daggerfall proper and go out the front gate. I'm gonna be honest. I fucked this one up. Long story short, a ghost, because this is Elder Scrolls, and if you take a shot every time you see a ghost, you're gonna get alcohol poisoning. and wind up on the Elf Pack anti-mer main page screaming in Nedic and sounding like the most tolerant northern windhelm. Ghost Lady has beef with this guy because his dad knocked her up, and then Grandma Dearest locked her away in a tower, where she made a deal with the Daedra and sold her unborn child to the demons for revenge. Anyway, I was supposed to banish her because, well, she's a terrible mother, and let the young guy take over the manor, because he paid me to, but, I guess I fucked that up, so... After slowly backing away from the Baelborn catastrophe, we find ourselves outside of Delvin Mill, a wood mill that supports the main city of Daggerfall, and it would seem that the Spriggans are not too pleased. The Weirdtrees, an all-female order of Druids who are technically not witches because they've been doing this longer than the designation has existed, naturally immediately blame the hardworking individuals at the mill for making the forest spirits upset, and not the horrific necromantic tendrils sprouting out of the ground. So naturally, we go out, kill some Spriggans and some imps, save the remainder of the town, and then from there, the Weirdtrees figure that if we bless some weird thistle plants with the Spriggan essence, it should calm them down. The Weirdtrees seem very sad about having to kill the Spriggans. I see it as resource acquisition, and while saving people is good and all, and gratitude is its own reward, Druids don't pay much. So I saved the mill and wandered off and met up with a merry band of mercenaries called the Daggers. The Daggers of Daggerfall. Daggers for short. They have been hired by some weird local noble in order to capture harpies for experimentation and study. As it turns out, the local harpy population has become quite agitated and are downright hostile. To no one's surprise, the noble has been poisoning them so that he can, well, have complete and total casus belli for kidnapping the harpies for him and his buddies' weird little island just off the northern coast of Daggerfall. We confront him and threaten the noble, and when he turns around and threatens us about going to the king, I politely inform him that I just saved the king's life, like 4 hours ago. He tells us to go fuck ourselves, and after the good-hearted leader of the Daggers, the Harpies take the noble directly to Sithis. And then on top of that, we found some gold in the noble's pockets, gave a chunk of it to the good-hearted leader of the Daggers and tell him, dude, it's totally clean, pocket the rest, and... So after blowing the harpy money, we find ourselves back with the weird, and as it turns out, the millers cutting down trees was not pissing off the Spriggans. At least, not to an insane degree. It was the Bloodthorn Cult, and their massive blood-thorned tendrils that are shooting out of the ground and spewing dark magics into the air. I understand that the weird is all about nature and shit, but there ain't nothing natural about those things. And no, it wasn't those giant Daedric tendrils spewing dark magics into the countryside that tipped the Weirdtrees off that something was wrong. No. It was the necromancers fucking with their Spriggans.
Women.
So I killed a bunch of lurchers, got some essence, and smoked that shit to contact the Elnafey. For those of you who have, a life and have felt the touch of a woman, before Nirn was a thing, the ancient spirits formed into two camps, the Aedra and the Daedra. Literal translation is our ancestors and not our ancestors. The ancestor spirits tell us that shit ain't looking too good, and it turns out the Bloodthorn have imprisoned the local forest spirits, so I free their patron spirits, and they tell me, look, the Wyrdtree, the seat of all weird power in Glenumbra, has been taken over by the Bloodthorn Cult, and we need to free the tree. So, after traveling through the wilderness, we reach the Wyrdtree, and the Weirdtrees are actually being useful. So, we ran around, killed the Bloodthorn, and were able to summon the Weirdtrees back underneath the Wyrdtree in order to damage and kill the rotting roots. With the help of the Elnafey, we cleanse the Wyrdtree of any of the poison in its roots, and then head inside, and then fight a massive shade that's been sent by Angoff to absolutely fuck up our days, but Angoff does does not know, I'm built different. So after killing whatever the hell that thing was, we put a stop to whatever the hell the Bloodthorns were planning on doing with the Wyrdtree. And after saying our goodbyes, we head to Altcroft, where we find the Lion Guard battling more werewolves. Altcroft is in the swampy interior of Glenumbra. Altcroft is south of Camlorn, and Camlorn has been overrun by werewolves. Werewolves that are the spawn of Angoth, an ancient Nedic werewolf warlord that was brought back to life by Fauci. Is a Reachman necromancer, and if you know the Forsworn from Skyrim, Fauci and Angoth are the tradition that the Forsworn are trying to return to. You may think, why not just kill them and be done with it? And that's what I thought. But to get to Fauci, we need to kill Angoth. However, Angoth is a couple thousand-year-old monster man who can't be killed via conventional means. So, we need to first free Altcroft. The Lion Guard, aka the King's Retinue, are dealing with the werewolf issue, so we offer a helping hand. And as it turns out, the invasion of Camlorn is wrapping up, and Angoth's boys are now heading to start the invasion of Altcroft. And it would also seem that the Baron of Altcroft has been taken captive by the werewolves as well. So we free him and attempt to learn their plan. And their plan is pretty simple. Turn the Baron into a werewolf and infiltrate the town with more werewolves. The refugees from Camlorn have been infiltrated by the werewolves, and the werewolves do not want to be found. I am getting really tired of saying the word werewolf. So we expose the infiltrators, kill them, and then we start hunting the other wolves. The Duke is sadly infected, and so the werewolf goth girl puts him inside of a crystal for a future date. But now that we have Altcroft relatively secure, it's time to figure out how to kill Angoth. It's fire. It's fire. It's literally just fucking fire. Look, there's an entire time travel mission that was really fucking cool. Like, you go back to the ancient invasion of the Elysians, and you get to meet an ancient Durenni king who can tell that you're from the future, and a lot of really cool shit happens. But going through all of that just to figure out that Angoth's super duper secret weakness is fire is a bit underwhelming. Fire. That thing that, when applied to any living creature in a generous amount, will kill it. I'm supposed to believe that no one has ever tried to light this motherfucker up. I mean, this is Tamriel. Like, 4,000 years, you're telling me not one dude, not just one motherfucker figured it out, but also tried it? Nobody tried fire. In a setting where just one drop of mer blood gives you the ability to shoot fire out of your hands, embers and flames, a basic beginner level spell, fucking beginner enchantment is fire, and people tend to light their arrows on fire. No one, not a soul, has ever tried to take a pot shot at this motherfucker with a basic novice spell. I'm actually a little salty because in the entirety of Glenumbra, the Ancient Battleground mission is one of my favorites, just because it gets really into the Elder Scrolls lore about like everything that's going on, the Elysian Order, the Durenni, that one period in time that we never really get to see ourselves. We finally get to see a glimpse of it, and it is just undercut with the most dumbest shit in the world. Fucking 4,000 years and not one idiot has just tried to take a pot shot with a flame arrow at this dude? Alright, whatever. I feel like this is going to be a good time to like talk about a lot of the side stuff. So, let me see. Let's see what we got here. We helped some ghosts out. We helped more ghosts out and a lot of ghosts out, like a fucking lot. Got paid for a hunting job, got jumped, killed some knife ears, launched a false flag operation against the Bloodthorn, permanently damaging their relations between them and the Red Rooks, a brigand outfit, and we soloed, I think most of Spindle Clutch Mine. Look, I said I wasn't gonna do like the battlegrounds and the fucking dungeons, but hey, I just wanted to see if I could. That's gonna be it. We also killed a shit ton of knife ears. I don't know if I said that, but the Alt-Mary tried to invade the northern part of fucking Daggerfall, and they got cooked for it because it's all fucking mountains. Alright, to the Siege of Camlorn. As is tradition, I didn't record the siege. Whether this is due to my own incompetence or because my software broke, I don't know. And while the depths of my incompetence will remain unknown, this does give me the opportunity to introduce a new member of the ESO crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show, Yakub.
Yakub of Yakuda, master tricknologist, blessed by Himeas Mora, is the primary representative of the Redguard people in this little collection of Min and Betmer. He will be walking us through the Siege of Camlorn. We start off by finding that the Lions Guard is not having an easy time of it, so we offer our help, clear out their siege camps, and then head into the city.
I'm Strong Fang now!
Where we try to save any survivors that are in there. And, I'm not gonna lie, let me just explain this entire fucking siege to you in one little line.
We need weapons and armor to help protect these civilians.
So after all of that bullshit, we finally meet the ancient and evil werewolf man who's unkillable, Angoth, and I kill him with my special move, Bic Lighter. So we head to Cath Bedrud, kill a bunch of the necromantic zombies, head inside the ancient crypt, and light that fucking necromancer up, because baseline magic users are bitch boys, and we're running around here like a mage tank because ya boy can both swing and shoot fire. Get dicked on, necromancers. Paladins stay winning. That was pretty much it for the main threat to Daggerfall. Going a little bit north, we find the town of Crosswych, which has been kind of overrun by the Red Rook bandits. So we organize a militia and pretty much just slaughter all the Red Rooks and free Crosswych from their clutches. And with that, the entirety of Glenumbra is safe and fine and free. After dealing with the Red Rooks at Crosswych, we have completed everything in Glenumbra. From here, we just have to head along the northeastern road into Stormhaven, which I think we're gonna pick that up on the next video. That's gonna be it for Glenumbra. Glenumbra is completed. Glenumbra is done. Thanks for watching this one, and Stormhaven will be coming out here probably next month in February. And yeah, I'll see you guys in Stormhaven.
Still that large. Used to soul jam. Caught a different charge. Now, why would someone draw me on the wanted sign? Prison bar, something I can't get behind. Stop right there.